Do you have these pages pulled up?
Yes. Wait, what's our title?
So we'll start. Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog in What's That Smell?
Now, Tails, what you see is you need to invest in this thing called Speed Coin. Now, it seems a little unstable now, but in 10 years, you are going to be thanking me when you are sitting on your fat stacks, let me tell you.
Sonic, I don't have a fat ass. Moving down to the left. Did you hear that, crab meat? Tails has a fat ass, but I only thought he had 2.
Well, but you see, I mean, I guess when you think about
look at this! If we zoom up to the next page, they're about to catch a fish. What do you think about that, crab meat?
Well, boss, I just think that, maybe when we consider the fact that,
Next page, top left. Whoa, Sonic, I caught a fish. I caught a big one. Are you proud of me finally?
Well, no, but, okay, I think we really need to keep going about, so it's the Speed Coin, like, if you just put all your money into Speed Coin, I think you'll be very surprised with the investments you see,
Sonic, you don't have a big enough word bubble for that.
Look, Tails, look, my wife left me.
All right, then what happens? What do you say to that?
Now, you see, Tails, this big fish we're looking at,
Is that Bitcoin? Yes, it is I, Bitcoin, and you are about to get coined in the face. My big Bitcoin is about to crash the stock market and your fucking face, Sonic! Alright, what does Sonic say?
Now, Tails, look, Sally did leave me because I spent all of our money on
sploosh. Alright, and then Tails is like, dude, I really don't know what this story's about. This is really shitty. The commenters pay for this shit. What are we gonna do, Sonic?
Look. Did they pay for it? Speed Coin?
And then the sound effect goes, look! And then it goes, look, and it crashes. And then we go to Eggman, and he goes, or no, we don't go to Eggman, we go to Sonic. Sonic, what do you have to say to Eggman? Go.
Look, I'm running away from this really fast, because, Eggman, do you want to go in on Speed Coin with me?
Sonic, pose for the camera, you caught Speed Coin, you're rich!
Hell yeah! Maybe my wife will come back now.
The end. Hello, welcome to Sonic Comic Con. I'm your host, the Silver Race 01, joined with me by Ian Waffles. Say hi, Ian.
This is the worst thing we've ever done.
Well, we had to make IDW feel good, all right? So,
God, I'm fucking crying. Oh, God.
I gotta say, you had the best joke in there because mine was just flailing. But I love that you just look. You gotta get Bitcoin. That's the only thing you say. It's such a non-joke. It became a great joke.
Look, you gotta commit to the bit, man.
My chest hurts. Okay.
Oh, can it be official Sonic Comic Cast lore that Sally Acorn left Sonic because he spent all their money on Bitcoin?
Bitcoin.
Is that even how that works?
That's what I should have had Tails say. I should have had Tails be like, Sonic, when's mom coming home?
Oh.
All right. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about, to the 2 people we maybe still have left. We're talking about the IDW Sonic story. It's called, is it called Eggperial City? I think the trade paperback is called like Urban Warfare or something.
Yeah, no, it's Urban Warfare. Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about that. Okay. Oh, fuck, man. Okay. Shadow now or this now? I don't know, man.
Let's talk about Urban Warfare.
Okay. Hi everyone. Holy fuck. This
Don't cut any of this.
Well, you know what's extra funny is that our IDW ones tend to do better than the Archie ones. So, more, so
Some normies are gonna come and they'll be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
oh god, this is great. I love this. Anyway, issue 57. Let's just go right into it. Issue
Yeah,
57.
let's go. Let's do it. No
Urban Warfare
ENAs to
Part
read
1.
your comments, I guess.
No, we don't do that on the IDW ones.
Oh, that's true. That's only for the good comic. All right.
No, we or if we get comments pertaining to the issue 57. Let me pull up my notes. Fuck, where's my phone? Oh no.
Real quick before anyone clicks off, because I am being extra mean. We will be positive. I will have things to say. I just wanted to be a dick.
Oh no, this story's awesome.
Yeah, no, there's cool stuff. So we'll talk about it.
Yeah, no, I like full stop, no cap, at a bat, or whatever that shit Ian said like 10 episodes ago was. I loved this.
Hey,
like, it's got problems, which we'll get into, but like, if I may bring back my McDonald's analogy from when we did like the Surge arc a while back, this was like some good shit. This is like when you get it and it's like warm and your fries are crispy. Like you put those bitches on the burger, you eat it all up. It's great.
oh, you
like,
do that too? That's smart. I'm glad you do that.
Yeah, you know, that's a bit of extra texture, some extra saltiness. You know, it's good shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm disappointed in myself.
Why? What'd you do?
I just like, what the fuck is this? I have a degree. I'm a scientist. I do science for my living. Like, and this is what I'm doing in my free time.
To be fair, it was my idea and I made you do it. So you can plead the fifth or whatever the fuck.
Plead the I don't think you know what plead the fifth means. Oh, anyway. So issue 57 opens with Lanolin, who, okay, later on in the comic, Lanolin's gonna be like, "Oh hey Sonic, I'm meeting you for the first time, and I've only ever shown up in issue number 2." Did she not show up in like Restoration HQ as like Amy's assistant before now? Like,
yeah, she's been around.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, there's no way I just absorbed this character through osmosis, right? Like, she was in some issues I read. Like,
yeah.
But so Lanolin, Tangle, Whisper, and Sonic are outside of Eggperial City, where there's some big rocks. Sonic and Tangle, they go rolling on in, and they fight some robots. And but how do we get here? What's going on? Well, let's go back. Let's go back to Restoration HQ earlier, where basically Lanolin's like, "Yeah, let's go destroy Eggman City," and Sonic is like, "Hey, if we're gonna do this, we need a team name," which, you know, isn't normally a thing we've had to do, but I guess we're doing that now. And okay, this is one part of the book where it's like, okay, this is really bad and contrived. So, what is the team name that they settle on, Ian?
They're the Diamond Cutters, which is a completely neutral name, right?
Well, no, because if you read the Tangle and Whisper miniseries, you would know that the Diamond Cutters was the name of Whisper's old group.
Whisper's dead friends.
Yeah, who were murdered by shadow androids. And so Whisper looks a little nonplussed by this, needless to say. Yeah, so like, all right, we're the Diamond Cutters. But Sonic doesn't know any of this history, so he's like, sure, hell yeah, that's a cool name, I guess. And but then we cut back to nowadays, where Whisper, she's still giving her GF the cold shoulder. It's not good.
Are you really dating if you never see the girl like 90% of your relationship and you also thought she vanished?
I mean, look, I'm just saying, if you can make the sky the color of your pride flag, like, that's some pretty compelling evidence.
It is compelling evidence that they are meant to be a couple. But I would like to see them being a couple in the story, please. Because it could be really cute.
That is true. I agree. And not much happens this issue.
Yeah, it's mostly just, well, so I will say, like, what's kind of interesting about it is that it's definitely going for more like a vibe, where it's like we're exploring like this kind of creepy city, like we don't really know what's going on. There's some cool imagery of like the underground being like destroyed. So like it's very much just like setting the tone. But yeah, not a lot happens character-wise outside of the Tangle scene, I would say.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Is it's like contrasting this with IDW, with Archie, is like Archie, like every issue is so dense. Every issue's got like a lot of stuff going on. Whereas in IDW, and it was part of why I broke my brain trying to review this issue by issue. Sometimes shit just doesn't happen. Like sometimes it's like, I don't know, look at some pretty pictures for a bit, which like the pictures are pretty. Adam Bryce Thomas is a very good artist, but it's like,
well, and I would also say like there's not really a lot of like moment to moment dialogue that stands out, which I think is kind of a thing I don't really usually care for with like current Flynn and or Evans writing. Is like, I don't know, I feel like the wit's kind of not there. So like, sure, like stuff happens like you said and characters are talking to each other, but I don't remember anything they say really.
Right. Yeah, so we should also say this arc is written by both Ian Flynn and Evan Stanley.
Yeah, they pass off.
Issue. Yeah. Yeah, so basically they get sucked into a portal. A portal opens, they try to suck them in, Sonic tries to run them out of it. There's a cool scene of them like running away where Tangle grabs Sonic and the other two are holding on to Tangle's tail. But then they get separated, and so the three of them fall through the portal. And Sonic's like, well, shit. And he calls Restoration HQ for backup.
The end.
Yep. Let me look at my notes to make sure. One of my notes is Sonic's a fucking idiot. Okay, so basically, when they find out like what's going on, so basically, I think we find out this issue that the city is growing. The city is made of like magic science that consumes the earth. Like it's like strip mining the like minerals and stuff beneath the earth and growing. Which, a couple questions. First of all, would the city not eventually collapse in on itself if there's just like a hollow earth underneath it?
Well, Eggman is stupid, so
maybe I guess that's just a part of Eggman's character where he's super smart, but he has no foresight.
Yeah, I would guess that's more of what they're going for.
But then Sonic, and so Landon's like, all right, let's go back to HQ, rally the troops, and Sonic's like, okay, but what if we just like didn't do that and we just tried to like destroy this entire city right now? And so they argue at that before the portal shit happens. I don't know. I guess like it's weird, right? Because Sonic in this, I would argue, is dumb as a sack of rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Which like a lot of times he could be an Archie too. And I can't even really quite say what the difference is. But like I guess in Archie it very much felt like kind of like more brashness, more like kind of ego driven. Whereas in this, it really does just seem like he's as dumb as a sack of rocks.
Sonic is more like they're kind of leaning more into his like idea character where it's like, oh, he's like whimsical, he's kind of like the free as the wind, right? But like in Archie, like he's a flesh person, so like like when he makes mistakes, it's like, yeah, Sonic would do that, but in this you're just like, oh, okay, Sonic, I guess we're doing that. Like so I guess it doesn't really ground it for you, maybe.
That's probably what it is. Well, Sonic, here's the thing, there's two characters in this that are very much problem children, and Sonic is one of them, and I'm sure everyone in the audience can guess who the other one is, but he hasn't shown up yet, so we'll talk about him then. But yeah, there is a fun bit of dialogue at the end where when Sonic's making the call, he goes, okay, so it turns out I'm a lousy chaperone. Which I thought was a fun line. But yeah, that's that issue. So we move on to IDW Sonic the Hedgehog number 58. Urban Warfare. It's Urban Warfare, right? It's not like Urban Battle or something.
Yeah, it's Warfare.
Well, at this point, it's too late. Okay, it's Warfare. Good. Adam Bryce Thomas draws all. Oh no, this is by Thomas Roethlisberger. Well,
there you
go. I assume he. If not he, then they or she. This is bad. I could have just gone with they, but I did the other pronouns first. This is bad. And they do a good job. Is the point I'm getting at? Shut up, Ian.
Okay.
Sonic's fighting robots when who shows up but my boy. He's here.
Oh my god, great. It's Shadow. Let's go.
No, shut up. Silver shows up and Blaze shows up. They have a cool combo move, and then also Tails and Amy show up. Silver's in a bunch of this, and it's super great. Yeah, I actually really like. Well, and we'll get more into it. Silver and Blaze's dynamic in this. There isn't a ton of stuff between them, but it's very much like Silver going like, "Hey, like let's do this thing," and Blaze being like, "No, you're dumb." Like, because you know they complete one another. You see.
What are they, stupid? Yeah.
What? No, that wasn't what I was. Anyway, I especially like this panel where basically they're like, okay, Sonic's like, okay, we gotta get in there somehow, and then Tails has the most convoluted idea where he's like, okay, Blaze, you travel back to the Soul Dimension, grab the Soul Emeralds, and instead of using the Soul Emeralds to, I don't know, become Burning Blaze and wreck all this shit, use them to transport inside the base to grab Tangle and Whisper and Lanolin. And Blaze is like, no, I can't do that. And so there's a panel where the two of them are thinking, and like neither one of them are saying anything particularly dumb, but the image just screams two people who share one brain cell.
So I'm guessing you really enjoyed the like kind of the Silver Blaze stuff going on, because I guess like they get a lot of like big action moments and stuff like that.
Yes. My babies get their time to shine, and I love it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, and then we get a cool action page of them all rushing off into battle. But we cut back and what is this? Well, it turns out that our diamond cutters, they're in limbo, kind of. They're basically in this weird space between spaces where they can see everything, but they can't. You ever seen A Christmas Carol? It's that. They can't interact with anything or be heard or seen or whatever. It's crazy shit. Dead. Well, no, they're not. Oh, they're not dead. They didn't die.
But yeah, no, they're incorporeal. So
that's the word. That's the word I should have used. But and so Lanolin's like, fuck. And it's just it's interesting because I don't like, they made Tangle really dumb. Like, I don't, and basically the explanation Tangle uses here, she's like, Whisper's like, why the fuck did you think it would be okay to name our team after my dead friends? And Tangle's like, well, you left me, and you were really close to your dead friends, and I wanted you to be close to us too. So I was like, maybe if we just called ourselves the same name as your dead friends, you wouldn't leave again.
You know, maybe you'd have some future dead friends, and we could have the same name. It'd be cool.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's
go ahead.
It's a contrived plot, but for what the scene is, it's sweet. It's fun. It's a good scene.
My main problem is just that Whisper has once again reset again. Because what does she learn in her miniseries? She learns that it's not good to push people away. She should have connections and blah, blah, blah. Which is good. But then, like, in this, she's like, you know what? I was actually in the wrong, and I should have not let Mimic get in my head, and I should have trusted my connections. Wow, Whisper, that's literally what you learned last time. So, only this time, Lanolin's here. So, like, it doesn't feel like she has a new version of that. You know, it's like, oh, like it's the same theme, but from a different angle. Like, no, it just feels like we're finally back to where we were supposed to be, which is that Tangle and Whisper have each other's backs. But we do that like so fast. And then also, the idea is we're going to keep the name the Diamond Cutters, and we're going to let in our new friend, Lanolin, and she gets to join. Who the fuck is Lanolin? Why is she on the team? You know? So it's very strange, I feel like. Because then they have that final shot where they're like, we're the Diamond Cutters. And I'm like, huh? I don't think Whisper even knows Lanolin's name.
Yeah.
So it's just it feels very rushed in a lot of places where the emotion doesn't connect for me in that sense.
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. Like, I can't argue with any of that. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was cute. That's, and you know, a lot of times that's enough for me. Yeah, I there was one other oh yeah, Silver. A Whisper's plot line of like, I got to strike out on my own. Was the Surge fight the only thing we saw of that?
Yes.
So it went nowhere and didn't matter.
Yes, and by the way, we also had the storyline where Tangle goes camping, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to strike out on my own and do my own adventures. And that never happened. So
it sure did never happen.
So we really are just like back where we started, and it's annoying and stupid. So, well, but you know,
it is annoying and stupid, but I do wonder if there was some scrapped plans, and then they were like, oh, fuck, just put Tangle and Whisper back together. Okay. How do we do it? This, I guess. And like, if that's what it was, it could have been executed worse.
Yeah, also, instead of a D-, we could have got an F, so good enough.
But I mean, I would say it's like a C plus.
Okay, good cop.
But yeah, and then they charge off. They're like, let's go, diamond cutters. They get their own logo and everything. Also, Lanolin has weird powers with the bell around her neck. It's got a rhythm wisp in it. That's fun.
Yeah, I like that a lot. That's fun.
I like it. It just raises questions of like, so is that one of Whisper's wisps that she? Just
I mean, we know like they had wisp-ons just in general because remember there's the story with Rough and Tumble and they had all the wisps in the capsules. So
oh yeah, I guess
there's more than like Whisper's whips.
That's fair. That's fair. Yes, they've plagued the entire Sonic universe at this point. I'm just kidding. I don't hate the wisps. But yeah, then we cut back, and another thing I really like about this, and pretty much anytime we see Eggman's like facilities, is you see all the different like generations of Badniks intermingling, which is like on the one hand cool, but on the other hand, like is the point. You would think the whole point of the reason we see new Badniks is because he replaces the old Badniks with the new Badniks, but whatever, it's cool. We see all the different designs, and it's cool. And yeah, they fight. You know, there's some cool stuff. Silver looks kind of. There's a bit where Silver is like he's doing a move that I think he and Sonic actually did in his first appearance in IDW, where he does like the big like he grabs Sonic and like swings him all around. Silver looks a little derpy here.
Yeah. Well, I mean the art's kind of really cartoony, like more than usual in this arc. And it's not bad, but I could see like if you wanted like more hype stuff, it could get in the way.
Yes. And then there's a bit where Blaze, where is it? She's just kind of like, fuck. Where's the pose? She does like a pose that I absolutely loved. Oh yeah, there's a pose where she's doing like a Disney princess pose as she like obliterates a fucking robot. It's in the background. She's got like butterflies around her. I like. It's fun. I don't know what they were going for, and then
it's goofy.
And then Amy. So they were fighting one of the big hammer badniks from Heroes, and Amy just picks up the hammer and has Silver help her. And you know, Silver gets a cool panel where he's like doing the psychic hands and just smashes one of the badniks with it.
Yeah, I was wondering what you thought of the part where he was like, "Man, I sure suck ass. I couldn't even do most of that. That was mostly Amy. I can't do anything." Whoa. What did you think of that?
No, because he's like he doesn't say I couldn't do that. He says you did most of that. And then he goes, "Can I do the next one on my own?" And she goes like, "Yeah, sure," implying that like he can just do it.
Oh yeah, well that's some pretty concrete logic you got there. Fuck me, so you got it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and also like Silver and Amy have a very fun dynamic. Like they don't interact a ton, but when they do, it's I don't know, I like it.
It's like it's a very unique arrangement of characters.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
Then what happens?
Then we get a panel I really like where they're all just like huddled around the Miles Electric. I don't know why, just the expressions like Blaze has got this weird like fucking Muppet mouth, and the other three are like, what's going on with this? I don't know. Just like the art in this, it's very different from the Adam Bryce Thomas art.
Yeah,
but it's fun. And then we get like the only like character interaction bit from Sonic that I actually like thought anything of in this is between him and Silver, where Sonic's like, "All right, let's go trash this thing," and Tails is like, "No, we need to, do something else before we trash it." And Silver goes, "Hey, this needs a delicate touch, Sonic." And he goes, "Oh, you're one to talk." Like, that's fun. I honestly, that feels like something like pre-boot. That feels like an interaction that like pre-boot Shadow and Sonic would have.
Yeah, again,
we'll get to Shadow in this. So I don't think. Okay, so they mentioned this. The crystals are fake Chaos Emeralds, which maybe this is another thing that won the book points. Is that I for years have been like, hey, you remember in Sonic Adventure 2 how Tails could just like make a Chaos Emerald? Are we ever gonna like do anything with that? And the answer now, 23 years later, is yes, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, okay, I will say, just because we're off the rails already, did it not seem obvious to just tie that in with the fake Chaos Emeralds that made Sonic into Dark Sonic and Sonic X? Because it's even weirder in Sonic X because they're like, we have two different kinds of fake Chaos Emeralds. Like, I don't know. I always thought that was kind of a duh connection that they never made because they never cared about continuity until Sonic Frontiers. Whatever. Anyway, point is, fake Chaos Emeralds. That's pretty cool. I wrote Tails and Blaze are a mood. I don't remember why. My next note is fuck. Do I like this?
You're having fun.
I am having fun. This is fun. Oh, okay. No, I remember why. So basically, they're like, okay. So Sonic and Silver and Amy are like, let's just destroy the fake emerald crystals and get the fuck out of here. And then Tails and Blaze are like, no, you'll kill us all. Yeah, so that was what it was. That's fun. Yeah, and then my next note is just Silver looks adorable in every panel, because he does. And yeah, and then, but who shows up at the end but Team Dark? Ooh, this page is cool. Shadow's got a Chaos Spear. Rouge is doing her tornado kick. It's cool times.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of moments, I think, in this arc where it's like, they like, with the current arc that's going on, there's a lot of cliffhangers that don't feel as like impactful, whereas I feel like this one, Evan and Ian are both able to, like, every time a story ends, you're like, oh crap, a new element has come into play, and that's pretty cool. I like that. And like you said, I do like the cartoony art. It's not my preferred style for like the series, but you know, for what it is, I think it's like really, like, it gives the story a lot of energy, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And like you said, there's a lot of like kind of derpy, like silly faces or whatever. So from that perspective, it can be a lot of fun. So sorry, I gotta make up for that dead air time.
You're good. I think it has its place. Like, I think the Adam Bryce Thomas stuff really works well for like the action, like Adam Bryce, but like considering that last issue was a lot of like dialogue and a lot of like just kind of making plans and standing around. I think that, what was his name, Burgermeister or whatever. I think it has its place. Yeah, so Team Dark show up, and there's actually a fun bit at the beginning where, hold on, let me find the note, where Sonic's like, oh, Shadow, you came to save me, and Rouge is like, oh, actually I called them in, and Sonic seems like really disappointed. So I guess there's your food, Sonato shippers, have at it. But they're like, oh, but okay, we're here now. We're we're at an IDW episode. You probably expected bitching. You want bitching? You have some bitching.
No.
Team Dark sucks. I hate them in this. I hate. Oh, Ian.
Oh, hello.
You started going, oh, and then you
I said, oh no, I was liking the positive angle. What are you gonna bitch about?
This whole thing of like, oh, we're not gonna work with you guys. We're gonna go work by ourselves doing the exact same thing you guys are trying to do. Like, the only one who's any fun in this is Omega, because he's just Omega, like he's always Omega. But like,
yeah, that's fair.
Like Rouge, this is just, I've come to expect this from Shadow. But come on, Rouge. You like, can you not just grab both teams by the ear and go, no, we're gonna play nice? Like, is that too much to ask? Like, apparently the answer is yes. But it's just like, yeah, Shadow is his normal, like, speaks in like 2-word sentences self, where he's like, I don't talk to anyone, I don't fucking like anyone. Gah. Everyone should die, including myself. I don't know, man. And it's just like, and you know, it's funny because I was thinking about this. I was like, because in the last time we saw Shadow in Pre-Boot was when he's fighting Enerjack, where on a surface level, he's not too dissimilar to IDW Shadow, where he's like, fuck all of you, I don't want your help, and I'm going to beat Enerjack all by myself, and I'm super cool, and I'm the best ever. And I guess the difference there is that one that's presented as a character flaw, not his entire character.
Well, it's also coming from the perspective of, last time we saw Shadow, he was told, like, protect the world, you know, do that. And even in that fight, there's moments where he's like Sonic sees that it's Knuckles, and Shadow's like, hey, don't let your guard down, Sonic, you know? Yeah. And also, literally, when he comes in, he says Sonic, like, you know, Enerjack's like, oh, you know, Sonic, you can't fight me alone. And he's like, okay, then he'll need my help, you know? Like, Shadow is, like, willing to work together. He's just also an asshole.
Yeah. And this, he's, like, self-destructively an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just... And he's not a big part of this, thankfully, so, like, it doesn't drag the story down too much. But it's like, I miss good Shadow, you know? And it's one of those things where it's like, seeing this is, like, because, you know, at the time of recording, we're all super excited for like Sonic X Shadow Generations, but it's like, oh, yep, he might still suck. Like, it's just like, damn it. Also, I neglected to mention there's a panel where Silver's carrying a bunch of the team with his psychic powers, and he's carrying Blaze upside down. That's fun. Yeah, I don't know. Then speaking of Shadow, what about some more shadows? Shadow androids show up. Woo! That's cool.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up then. I'm gonna bitch now. Hey, do you remember who killed Whisper's crew?
The Shadow androids.
Yes. Now we obviously, so Whisper's crew was killed by Shadow androids. So wouldn't it be like cool if instead of having a moment where she's like, oh no, the Shadow androids, maybe she was with Shadow and like she had to work together with someone who looks like the person who killed her friends to defeat the androids? That could be cool. You could have cool moments where they're like back to back and she's got like her sniper or whatever, and maybe like they're being cold towards each other and Shadow's already cold, right? And then maybe by the end you could have a story where Whisper sees like Shadow's like not fucking evil or something, just anything, and it could be really fascinating. But all Whisper does in this whole story is cry and be sad. So
yep. But yeah, and it's funny because it's like we get a moment where Eggman's like, oh yeah, we got the Shadow androids. They're raining down the city. Like, I knew the Shadow androids would be useful one day. It's like, what? And this is one of those things where it's like when you try to inject continuity into a series where continuity wasn't originally intended, it kind of falls apart. Yeah, it's almost like these really useful Shadow androids should have been seen before now, outside of like one scene where they kill Whisper's crew.
Right.
But whatever, who cares? Like, and there is actually a fun bit where I don't know if this is intentional, but I imagine it is, where the Shadow androids are raining down, and you see Metal like scowling as much as a thing that only ever has one expression can scowl. I don't know. Did you read into that with the one panel of Metal?
Oh, just where he gets like extra mad, or what do you mean?
Well, there's the panel where he goes, Sonic's going to regret coming back here, and he's like eating the popcorn. It just cuts to Metal, and he's just like kind of standing there.
Oh yeah, they consistently, since Metal can't talk, they are consistently trying to give him like some depth that you can kind of read into. So I think that's intentional.
Yeah. But yeah, then like you said, Whisper sees the Shadow androids, and she's like, oh no, they're all gonna die. Fuck.
Not the diamond cutters. I mean, friends.
Yeah. But yeah, so then we cut back to the Sonic heroes who are fighting the Shadow androids, and if you look really closely, you can see just pure anguish on Amy's face as she has to hit something that looks like Shadow.
Yeah, there's like I thought it was really interesting when she said like, it's okay, baby, it won't last long, and then she like killed the Shadow android. I thought that was an interesting choice.
Like a mercy killing?
Yeah.
Oh, oh dear. Anyway, so then, yeah, they just kind of fight Shadow androids, and then Silver's like, he lifts up the road, creates a ramp for them to GTFO, and then we get a really cool scene where Shadow absorbs the power of the fake emeralds and just like annihilates all the Shadow androids with chaos control.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, like, Adam Bryce Thomas just annihilates every page of this book, and this is like, holy fuck. Like, it looks really good.
It's like a splash page too, right?
Yeah, it's a full page spread.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then there's an interesting bit where, okay, actually, you know what? This was something I was confused about at first, but now that in the full context, it makes sense. So Sonic goes, hey, maybe I should give it a try, because as we know, Sonic can also use chaos control. Silver doesn't say that, though, despite the fact that we know he can use chaos control. And to my knowledge, he knows he can use chaos control. So, anyway, but we see that using the fake emeralds has an adverse effect on Shadow. He goes boom, literally, and he like falls into the earth along with Omega. And we get an interesting we get a Chekhov's gun where basically he's like, all right, shit, where Eggman's like, all right, shit, we have to turn on the energy limiters because Shadow is like overloading the system. And it's like, oh, and the Diamond Cutter's like, oh, okay, if we turn off the limiters, then the whole city will just like destroy itself. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, then we cut back to the heroes. Amy, again, just clearly devastated that they've lost Shadow. Her head is hung low.
Inconsolable, even.
Yes, true. I sound like I'm being sarcastic about my own fucking ship.
It's because it's not real.
It's real. It's real, Ian. Anyway.
They're kissing the hogs. They're never getting together. Pink and black. It's cute. No, do
you think our audience knows what you're referencing?
Dude, our audience doesn't know why we started the IDW discussion video with a reenactment of issue 14 of Archie Sonic the Hedgehog. We didn't explain it.
You didn't. I didn't want to do it, Ian. You made me. Anyway.
And then Silver Ray says, anyway.
Don't bring attention to how much I say that.
It's not your fault. It's me ruining your life.
That's fair. But regardless, the Diamond Cutters, they become visible again, and Eggman's like, oh, well, get in these balls. And indeed. So they get sucked into the balls.
Diamond Cutters, more like dying Nutter Butters.
Yeah, I was wondering how you were going to bring that home, and you brought it home. But we find out that Whisper is still intangible, but she's not invisible anymore, so she jumps out the thing before she can get put in a ball. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, we should mention this is the issue that had like the super awesome variant cover where it was like a painted picture of Shadow with all the all the Shadow androids.
Like they're like hanging him up like he's like their Christ figure. It's awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good. And it also has a nice variant cover of Silver and Blaze. That's fun.
Not smooching, but close enough.
Close enough. I will say, people have brought attention to it, and it's very true. There's a lot of panels, including in this story, where it's like, wait, are Silver and Blaze holding hands? And you look closer, and like they're not. But it's like, what the fuck? Like,
don't tempt
like,
me.
Look, that one's a ship I'm less crazy for believing in. So, although, curiously enough, on the cover of issue 60, Shadow and Amy are right next to each other. Coincidence? I think not.
Is it a coincidence that they're smooching right in front of Sonic as they flip him off? I don't think so, but you could read into it.
Anyway.
Regardless.
No, don't bring up how much I say that either. So wait, okay, hold on. So Tangle is falling, and she falls through the ground, and then she comes back up through the ground, and it doesn't. How does this work?
Yeah, I think it's just like bouncing her all around.
I guess
because I think it's like flickering in and out, basically. Like sometimes she's tangible, sometimes she's not.
Oh, this one, the art in this one is by Roethlisberger again. Roethlisberger. Burgermeister Meisterburger. Anyway, none of our audience is gonna get that reference.
I don't get that reference.
You've never seen the Rankin Bass Santa Claus is Coming to Town?
Oh, yeah.
The main villain is Burgermeister Meisterburger. He says, no Christmas, no toys. Fuck you, kid.
Christmas. No Shat Amy.
Aw. But so Tangle, she falls, and Metal Sonic's chasing after her. She's like, oh shit, I gotta do stuff. Yeah, but so we cut back to the heroes, and Silver's like, yeah, let's just go get him. Let's just go get Eggman. It's super cool. And then Blaze, she says the thing. She calls him naive. Ian, she said the thing.
Yeah, she said the thing.
Yeah, I will say I personally have made fun of the they said the thing moments on this show. But this is a they said the thing moment that appeals to me specifically, so it's okay.
But yeah, no, I mean, obviously, like, fan service, if it hits, it hits. My critique of fan service is always just like, if that's all there is, then it's like, sure, the value diminishes over time. Because like, obviously you had that experience of, oh, they said the thing, but when you reread it and you go back to the story, if there's not something else to supplement it, that's all you have left, right? But you know, like you're saying, there are things in this that is valuable. So, you know, it's just a little bonus.
Right. Ian, save me!
Right back. Right on. Right back. Right on.
Oh, that's good. But so Tangle pops up on the Miles Electric, and there's a fun bit where Amy just tries to bring the hammer down on her and just crushes the Miles Electric. It's fun. But yeah, and then what else happens? Sonic and Metal fight. We go down to the underground with some of the peeps where we find Shadow. He's encased in crystal. And there's an interesting bit where Silver goes like, "Oh, there's so many Eggman mechs down here. I count one. I see the Egg Dragoon. Oh wait, when they're falling, that might be one of the Death Egg robots. Okay." But in the shot where he says that, I really only see the Egg Dragoon. So,
correct.
Go. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. It only happens when we're recording. I don't burp any other time.
It's all your soul is saving it for the show.
I guess. Well, because I don't drink soda anymore. So, like, I don't. Like, there's not really anything to burp up, but for some reason, maybe it's because I'm talking a lot, so I'm like bringing in more air. I don't know.
Maybe.
Is this what you're here for, audience? But anyway, okay. So okay, cool Silver moment. All right, so the group that went down there includes Silver, and Silver's like, all right, I'm gonna get Shadow out of this crystal, and then the crystal is like, no, you ain't, and so then Blaze is like, hey, Silver, you got it. Go do it. And he's like, all right, babe. And then he's like, all right, time to get in this crystal. And then, oh no, that's not this issue. To be continued next issue. And then, yeah, Sonic and Metal begin to fight. And then Sonic gets put in a ball. And then Eggman points his stapler gun in various directions. Yeah.
Agreed.
Then we get to the final issue of this arc, I believe. Issue 61.
Yes, I think so.
Coolio. Yeah, I know Sonic the Hedgehog number 61. Okay, so Sonic wasn't sucked in the ball yet last issue. That happens at the beginning of this issue, where there's a well-drawn scene, but a scene that ultimately rings a bit hollow in term when you evaluate it from Sonic's relationship with Eggman in this. Where Eggman's like, all right, I'm gonna do something. What's his plan in this? What's his plan here? He's like, all right, time for plan B. What was plan B?
Plan B is I turn into a giant spider and kill you, I guess.
Okay. But
it's kind of lame.
it's pretty lame. But so Sonic's like, all right, I'm gonna super speed punch you. And then he gets put in a ball. It looked good. And then Metal tries to finish off the other two, but Tangle is there, and then Eggman points his stapler gun at her head. Eggman really likes guns in IDW. You notice that?
It does. And it is funny every time it happens.
It's really funny.
It's so like extra, right? Like even like pre-boot Eggman has never done anything so like just like normal. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking put a Glock to her
head. But yeah, then the other Diamond Cutters show up, and Whisper just takes a hammer to Eggman's head. It's fun. Yeah, and then we cut back to Silver and Shadow and that group, where Silver keeps trying to pull away the crystals from Shadow. And okay, I'm gonna compliment this scene, but there is one part of it that annoys me. I'm sure you know what part, Ian. Where basically Shadow's like, hey, you gotta get away from me. I'm building up too much energy. Like, you can't help me. It's no use.
And then Silver goes, whoa!
Yeah, because this is they said the thing that I don't like. But yeah, but he's like, no use.
And he says it like 3 times.
Yep, he sure does. But and then Silver's like, hey, aren't you supposed to be like the coolest guy ever? Like, this is what you're giving up now? And Shadow's like, you're right, I am the coolest guy ever. And, and then the two of them like get broken out. Man, Silver and Shadow could. Sorry, go on.
By the way, I think it is absolutely hilarious that the nod that Blaze gives Silver is so bad that they had to write nod next to it.
Oh, really? I did not know they wrote nod. Hold on. Let's go back. I mean, where? God damn it. Okay, let me find the nod. Where's the nod?
It's whenever he's like trying. Well, maybe it's later. Maybe it's later in this issue.
Well, I mean, no, it's here. I mean, they did write nod. I mean, I didn't.
I mean, she sure doesn't nod in the image, so you kind of have
to
call it out.
But here's my thing. I think the panel conveys what it's trying to convey is that because she shouts Silver, she gives him a look that's like, "Hey, you got this," and then he's like, "Yeah, I got this." Like, I think it conveys what it's trying to convey. Like, I don't get a nod from this necessarily, so that's probably why they wrote nod.
Oh yeah, well, fair enough. Fuck you. Anyway, next.
Oh no.
Not enough conflict on this episode.
No, there's not. Yeah, but so then, so Shadow breaks out, and then we cut back. Sonic gets out of the ball, and him and Metal fight.
Then Metal gets absolutely dunked on again because he's a piece of shit and he can't do anything.
Well, that's the thing, right? And and Ian Flynn brought up a good point. So on his podcast, someone asked him, like, "Hey, Metal is kind of a jobber nowadays. Like, what's the deal with that?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's a bad guy. They don't win. If you want him to show up more, he's gonna lose more." Which, like, I can't really argue with that.
Well, then don't make him show up as much. But I mean, the reason that's happening is because it seems they're not allowed to give Eggman new robots. And also he's just wrong, because anytime a character shows up, then okay, if they're gonna lose every time, there's a big difference between the why is anyone afraid of the Joker? He's just gonna lose every time. Yeah, the reason you're fucking afraid of the Joker, Ian Flynn, is because he does things that get close to winning, and then you're wondering, how are the characters gonna defeat that? How are they gonna overcome that? So if Metal's not appearing, maybe the way they defeat him should go beyond kick in face. Like, maybe he should have new powers or new, like, weapons, or we could have, I don't know, God forbid, new robots. So, like, it's just written poorly. It's not good.
Well, you know what, Ian? That's a fair point, and I respect it.
Now you're supposed to say, fuck you.
Okay, fuck you.
Yeah, let's go. Regardless.
You fucking piece of shit, Ian.
There we go. That was a real one.
Anyway, and then there's a lot of explosions and fighting that looks really good, but it's kind of noise until we get to the big moment, where
Tangle
Shadow
and Whisper
is
hold
like,
hands.
Come again?
Tangle and Whisper, they hold hands.
They do in front of the lesbian sky.
Indeed.
Which it was funny hearing Ian Flynn talk about that on his podcast, where he's like, skies can be a lot of different colors.
That's a great response.
That's a good response. But then, hold on. Enhance. Is Shadow crying?
He would never.
He looks okay. It's definitely meant to be a sweat drop, but the way it's placed in this panel, because you can't see his eye, it's his mouth that's in focus. It looks like he's meant to be crying.
Okay. Well, he should be crying because he finally got one good moment in the entire comic, which is that he fucking teleports the entire, like, city into the sky and it explodes into, like, fireworks, and it's awesome.
Oh, it's so cool. Well, but before he does that, he's like, "Hey, Silver, I'm gonna be a somewhat decent person and tell you to go get the other guys out of here before I do that." Although he has to, I fucking hate him so much in this. Because they have to have him go protect the others unless you want to lose them. If you want to protect them, I don't care about protecting them. They can all die.
It's not like I care. They can fucking die. Not Amy, though. I love her, but
Yeah, of course.
No, yeah. I mean, Shadow, it really does suck that Shadow just can never have, like, a sincere line,
Well, what's extra funny is that in the Twitter takeovers, where the characters are arguably, like, at their most flanderized, I would argue Shadow is 100% better than, like, any of the more recent media he's been in. Like, and I'm not just saying that because those Twitter takeovers have, like, consistently fueled my Shad Amy ship, but, like, he's just, like, a cool dude in those. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. But But yeah, he's like, all right, I'm gonna teleport the city and blow it up. It's gonna be super cool. And he does, and it is.
It is really cool. Also, so remember last time Sonic saw Eggman, it was after Eggman was like, bro, if I could murder and capture children every day and turn them into monsters like Surgeon Kid, I would time Eggman. And he looked really pissed. Well, hey, we finally reached next time. And what does Sonic do? Eggman is like, no, Sonic, I can help. You have to, save me or help me. And Sonic's like, haha, fuck you, Team Rocket. And he finally beats Eggman. So we did it, guys. We did it. Sonic has finally, his character arc is that he does what Ash does in every episode of Pokemon. Let's fucking go.
Yep. Hey, we're being positive, Ian. This is the positive.
Next time.
Yeah, like I said, the problem children of this arc are Sonic and Shadow, but thankfully they're not in it much, and everything else is pretty fun.
Indeed.
Yeah, and then we just at the end, it's just everyone celebrating. They set up next arc where it turns out Rouge stole an Echidna artifact, and she's like, and Amy's like, "Hey, give me that, bitch."
Yeah, I gotta go take that to my real boyfriend.
No. And then they're like, hey, where's Sonic? And they're like, he's in Green Hill. You know, that place he goes to all the time, he's there. And then they're like, it's over.
Dun-dun-dun, the end.
Yeah. I liked it.
Yeah. It's a cute little arc. I think that when it's going for like its spectacle and like, oh, we have some fun character interactions, I think that's fine. I think it like pretty much fails entirely at the actual core emotional part of the story, which is Whisper, Tangle, and Lanolin. I do not buy that they are friends at all, and I am especially annoyed that we reset Whisper. But for, just as far as just like a fun adventure, this is like the closest we've gotten. So, it's got some good, it's got some bad, but it's in a better direction.
Yes, I agree. I think it's fun. I don't know. Do I have anything else to say? My boy showed up. I liked that. I guess, invest in Sonic Coin, guys.
Definitely invest in Sonic Coin. And you can invest in the Silver Ace 01 by subscribing today here.
Thanks, buddy. Anyway, plug your shit.
I'm Ian Waffles. You can find me at ianwaffles at youtube.com. I finally made a video. It's about Bocchi the Rock, and I'm really proud of it. It's the first video I've ever edited myself, so
really?
Check it out if you're interested.
It looked good.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man, fuck you, Ian.
Thanks for watching.
Anyway, next time what are we doing next time, Ian?
I think we're back to Archie, right?
Are we?
Or did you have something else? Did you want to do an old Archie issue, maybe?
We can do that. We can do another one of these. We can do
we could do another IDW.
Sure, let's do this Knuckles and Amy shit. That'll be fun, right?
All
right. Sounds good. Well, we'll be doing that.
Bye.
Bye.